Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And we're taking on the last Maverick today. But first, pretty cool cutscene.
You see that? This is what one can do with DNA data.
Amazing. I had no idea that DNA data could provide so much power. You're incredible.
I really like Sigma's music here.
I've proven my abilities to you. But this is only the beginning. If you give me the chance, I can make you invincible.
What?
No, you can't.
You mean I could be even stronger?
Absolutely. But in order to do so, we'll need the mouse that ran away. He must collect more data, and then I will make you the strongest hunters that ever lived.
But that won't work. He'll never come back. We've set him free. And as
See,
for
this
our
sort of
power, we
talk
have
makes me
quite
think that
enough. I
all of this
but
took
we
place
already
before,
are
like just before
undefeatable.
this game started.
You don't need any more power, huh? Well, that can be true in your case. But he still has an unfinished job.
What's that supposed to mean? An unfinished job?
There is vital data still missing. The most powerful Reploid data is not yet in my hand.
You used us. And Axel? We've had enough of this. We won't search for him for you. And we won't attack any more innocent Reploids. Not one!
And of course, Sigma's referring to wanting X
I thought
and
you'd be a bit
Zero's
more
data.
useful. But let's do this democratically.
Democratically. Well, there's your 8 Mavericks.
What's wrong,
Which are
guys?
still
What are you
alive.
doing? You! What have you done to my pal?
Oh, consider it payment for the power-ups I gave you. Well, what'll it be? If you don't follow my orders, they'll never return to normal.
Democratically, that seems more like brainwashing and communism to me. Well, this is Sigma we're talking about. Alright. Cool music. And the worst stage. My pick for the worst stage. It's the most difficult stage. It's not much. Well, most of the stages haven't been much fun, but this one is definitely my pick for most frustrating stage. I mean, yeah, the camera angles in some of the 3D sections have been abysmal. That's not going to change here either. The Ride Chaser stage was, you know, a snooze fest, but it was a quick snooze fest, you know, it was more like a light nap. This, you know, you really have to be careful with these planes that we're on, because it is really easy, between camera angles and the physics themselves, to just walk off or fall off these planes. You can barely see some of these other places you can go to. Yeah, I'm just going to tank damage. Get this. It's really easy to take like one wrong step off and then you're suddenly plummeting to your doom. And it happens very frequently. This stage has caused me countless game overs. And I've only played through this game 4 times, counting the first time 15 years ago. And this is definitely where I got the most deaths. And look at this red plane that speeds up in that. The physics are so inconsistent on there, and it's just pushing you all over the place when you take a small step. Zero's double jump is decent for this, but yeah, if you start to like fall off the plane, you're pretty much doomed. There's not much space to climb on the edges, so if you don't catch yourself immediately, or if you have zero out, do your double jump immediately, you're pretty much taking a death. And gliding into areas that you can't really see is not my brightest idea. I don't recommend you try it. But yeah, even in my test runs, I had a lot of game overs. Now this plane, you can see there's the heart tank, and you're pretty much going to take a death to get it. Or in my case, we're going to take a whole bunch of deaths before we even get it. This happened in my test runs as well. In fact, I spent multiple game overs, you know, just trying to get that heart tank. I do want it. Ideally, I want to give it to X, but I just generally don't think that's going to be happening. With the shock absorber and our life totals, we're not taking much damage from these guys. I'm not super worried. You can snipe this guy, this gorilla guy, from a distance. Another thing you can do is glide from here and land on the plane. The green one, that is. Only sometimes, like, if the green plane is swaying over at the right time, you might actually miss the plane, or because if you try to turn too much left and right, you'll descend a lot faster, and then you'll not quite make it to the green plane, and you'll be scrambling or just falling to your death, because that happens a lot. Yeah, green planes will move back and forth or up and down. They'll move some way. And red planes, those are the ones that are going to move fast. Now, this plane doesn't always... Okay, we got the one up. It is possible to kind of climb your way up there after getting one up. That's not even a one up. Heart tank. It is possible to climb your way back up there. It's just not very likely. It's not... The physics aren't always the most consistent. That's why I went to 0 there, because his double jump helps a little bit more, because sometimes when you're on the red plane, you're pressing the jump, it doesn't work properly. Imagine that. Something in this game not working properly. 0's not a terrible choice for these guys. You can reflect their shots back at them. Or you can just use that homing sniper thingy. That ended up doing a lot of damage. Okay, don't walk into his axe, because he does have an axe to grind. But now that we got that heart container, we can progress with the stage further than, you know, what we've been seeing. And yeah, I'm showing you all this because I know for the most part this playthrough I've made things look fairly easy, and I've made things look, you know, somewhat professional, somewhat like I know what I'm doing here. You can jump off early and go up here and circumvent having to travel, you know, the bottom ones and trying to get... you can go from the bottom one to up to this one. It's just not the safest thing you could be doing given camera angles. And these guys, you know, they will kill those Reploids, but they give you adequate time. It's not as bad as Flame Hyenard stage. So yeah, the Maverick here, I know I've been making most of the stages look pretty easy, and for the most part, you know, most of this game is pretty easy. Yeah, there's some camera angles that are frustrating. Yeah, there's some poor controls. There's many issues with it, but it's not on the level of frustration like Mega Man X6 for the most part. And we're done with this plane section. That plane section is the worst section in this stage. The rest of the stage is going to be fairly easy. It's not going to play out much differently than the other stages we've had. We are getting into... Actually, we've got nothing but 3D sections. So, I mean, that's not a good thing, but it's what we're doing. Now, in my test run, I was able to get that, But when I was playing this with my friend and with, and obviously here, that laser ended up cutting down that rescue Reploid. Why can't I duck that? I was able to duck that before. We're not actually reaching the thing. Although you do have to be careful because the laser is just ridiculous. If you come over here, there is absolutely nothing. You can't climb up much further. If we go... There's a safe spot over here from the laser. This laser here is definitely the most annoying part, and, you know, me not blasting it that much made it live longer than it should have. There's another helper bot, but that laser can't reach him, so we're good. Also, fortunately, this is also a mistake. As you can see, Zero's saber doesn't like to connect with this laser for some reason. So stick to your ranged characters. Don't do what I'm doing. This is like the episode of Don't Do What I'm Doing. And then we get this other mini-boss flying thing that swoops in suddenly. Again, you used your ranged attackers to take it down. It's on camera, not on camera. Yeah, we know the drill. But once you defeat that, you've triggered the scene to move on.
Ready?
And we can go to this 3D section inside the plane. So, yeah, this is better. Well, it's not much better. We've lost control over rotating the camera, which means we're actually going to have some of the worst camera angles coming up here. You'll see what I mean. Yeah, you know, I would have liked to have seen that guy, you know, long before I almost walked up and hugged him. And that guy, yeah, he's also in danger of dying, but you do get enough reaction time to do that. And, you know, we're going to show off Zero's... That's the ability we got from Flame Hyenard. We just burned it all to the ground. You know, I wish I could see what's coming out the door before it's like all the way out the door. The camera angles. Can I can't even see what I'm shooting or what's shooting at me. I just have like a close-up of X here. Can we lock onto... No, not the bees down there. The bees aren't doing anything. They're just at my knees. Because they're the bee's knees. You did not just do that! That's not even fair. That's not even right. Well, we couldn't save Mo. Hopefully we can save Curly and Larry. There's no real point for me to go back that way. I was just kind of showing off the layout of this place. Now, up ahead... you see there's a one up there. Yay! Controls. I am going to go back and get it, but if you go over and get that first, the issue is these guys will spawn in behind the wall and you can't really see them, and they might kill Emmett there before you can rescue him. So I'm not going to take the risk. I'm going to go around, get the Reploid first, save him, and then come back. You know, it would be really nice if I could see whereabouts I was jumping into. Again, camera angles are like the biggest problem of this game. Is that the biggest problem? No. Flame Hyenard's also a big problem. The Flame Hyenard doesn't interfere with my gameplay ability like camera angles do. This is the corridor of terrible camera angles, and we have the next capsule here. Yeah, these capsules aren't very well hidden in this game. Neither are most of the heart tanks. The other X games, you know, you had to work to even find some of them. Here they're just like, oh yeah, here it is. It's right here, in plain sight. But yeah, overall, X7 is on the easier side. And once you get to, you know, this kind of point in the game, most of the Mavericks aren't even really a challenge anymore, because you're just going to be able to dish out more damage. And everything is apparently weak to Volt Tornado. That's not going to stop being true either. Again, it would be great if I could actually see where it's going. But we're coming up. This is the last little section. Up those stairs is the end of the stage. Yeah, we do have to save Kim there. We do get a decent amount of time to save that one. And then these guys, I'm just going to kill them because I don't like this game. And we come in here, and now it's time to meet Wind Crowrang. It's not really that difficult at all.
Come out and face me.
I can see it in your eyes. You would prefer to avoid a fight.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, more of this X doesn't want to fight.
You really are a soft fool, X.
I agree with the Maverick.
Just stand there peacefully while I erase both you and your silly ideals.
Okay, well, I don't agree with that, because, you know, that's not going to happen. How about I stand here and blast you? You do have to be mindful in this battle. I believe his weakness is Sniper Missile, the weapon we got from Snipe Anteater. You do have to... Yeah, while he's off in the distance there, you have to be... You can't be, like, standing, like, over the... You can't overlap him in the foreground. You just won't be able to hit him. Zero can't really hit him at all from here, so that's why you want you to use your ranged attackers. In fact, this Maverick I kind of recommend just rotating between 0 and X here. Tag in and out. Yeah, he does that when you hit him with the Snipe Anteater's weapons. That's why I say that's his true weakness. Oh, he's going into rage mode. Do be mindful about not falling off the either edge of this ship, because that can happen. Yeah, so to make sure you get your lock on him, you want to be kind of like far enough to his left or right and then turn and face his direction. It's kind of not the most consistent thing to get to work correctly. And once again, I want to get the kill with X, so that's why I'm using X here. And there we go. Yeah, he wasn't too bad, but again, this is not a stage you want to take on first. Or ever, really. But with that, we have all the Mavericks defeated, and so then we get to go on to the final stages. It's not going to be as bad as X6's final stage. Well, for the most part. For the most part. You'll just have to see when we get there. But, am I still a GA? Yes, we are still Gangster Hunter rank. Well, X is... Zero's, like, just almost flunking out here. Poor Herbie. He died. Mo also died. But we did get all of the stuff that I cared about, especially the chips, so we're good. That means I don't have to redo this stage. Whew. We're going to upgrade the speed. Hyper Dash. It's... Do I even notice that I dash faster? I really don't think I even noticed that. I'll see if I notice it next time for post-commentary. And yeah, that will be all, and I'll see you guys next time.